Greetings, everyone. I'm Zach.
And I'm Oscar.
And we're here with episode... I forgot. What's in it? What episode is this one?
I think it's episode 5.
Okay, I just got done watching Rebels, so I kind of got mixed up as to which episode number this was. But this one is A Hen in the Wolf House, which is kind of a play on words, I guess. Like wolf in the hen house, maybe? Or yeah, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
So basically, it's hard to nail down the exact premise of this episode, since there's like almost 3 different things going on.
Yeah, because on one hand we have Simmons that we are following and her small endeavors or adventures at the Hydra compound, and then we got Coulson and the other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents having to deal with Raina trying to blackmail Coulson and his team, and we also have a part with Skye's father.
Yeah, so it's hard to nail down exactly what this episode is about, but we'll just do a quick summary of, like, what happened and what we thought of it. So, basically, we start off with Simmons. Her cover is basically, at this point, is blown, thanks to, in part, of Raina and, well, Hydra, because Hydra obviously knows there's a mole in the house.
Yeah, and she manages to, the first time anyway, to avoid suspicion, but unfortunately, something else happens.
Yeah, and also, we might want to mention this, but this is the official debut of Bobby Morse, aka everyone's favorite, Mockingbird.
Yes, and she is awesome.
Yeah, I want to say this, though, when I first saw her in this episode, I kind of thought she was a little, like, bitchy, but obviously it was a cover, so she's a good guy. I was excited for that.
Yeah, and I think that her and Simmons will probably get along just great.
Yeah, and I dare not spoil the ending of her arc in this episode, because you guys will definitely want to see it, because I'm just going to hint at it. It has something to do with Lance Hunter, and just leave it at that. You can probably guess what it is.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it is a very funny little scene between the two, but that's beside the point. Next one is, Raina is essentially really desperate to get her hands on the obelisk, so she tries to blackmail Coulson into giving it to her by threatening to expose Simmons during her, like, undercover Hydra operation and all that.
Yeah, because if you remember from last episode, like, in the end credits, Whitehall came up and threatened Raina with her life, and he said, like, if you don't give me the obelisk, I'm going to cut you up into tiny little pieces, and I'm going to do it slowly if you don't give me the obelisk.
Yeah, so she tries her hand at that, and Coulson's like, whatevs, go ahead, expose her.
Yeah, because Coulson has a plan.
Yeah, and that plan is, well, Mockingbird, because I think he already knew Mockingbird was going to save her if anything went wrong.
Exactly, because, like, Coulson and Raina are sitting down in a restaurant and basically sit down and have a conversation, and Raina is giving Coulson her demands. If you don't, like, help me with whatever it is I want help with, then I'm gonna reveal Simmons as an undercover S.H.I.E.L.D. agent to Hydra.
Yeah, and like I said, Coulson's like, whatevs.
Yeah, and you can see in Raina's facial expression and in her eyes that she is scared to hell when Coulson doesn't take it.
Yeah, but in the end, they let her go with a warning, and they're going to keep an eye on her because they think they can use her for bait in case Hydra goes after her.
Yeah, take that, bitch.
Yeah, and the last part, but not the least, is we get a lot more of Skye's father in this episode.
Uh-huh.
A considerable lot more, and I'm gonna call it here. I know some of you are gonna take this as reaching too far, but I'm gonna say it. Skye's father is an Inhuman.
He definitely, most certainly could be.
I mean, he has to be. I mean, Coulson and Skye had this little conversation, I think probably around the end before they find her father, that she's basically somewhat alien. And, okay, I know that may not connect to the whole Inhuman thing, but I don't know, whenever I see Skye's father, like, about to lose it, going crazy and just killing some random guys, I'm thinking Inhuman, because he knows about the obelisk, or, as it's called in this episode, the Diviner.
Yeah, in the native language, we might add, it's called the Diviner.
Yeah, so it's gotta be Kree, maybe. I know I'm reaching really far here, but I'm calling it now. In case anyone guesses it, or anyone doesn't guess it by that point, I'm calling it now, he's gotta be an Inhuman.
Yeah, and towards the end, we also see that Skye is able to figure out what it is that Coulson has been carving on his wall.
Yeah, and I think we can spoil this one for you guys, so major spoilers if you don't want to know about this, The mysterious writing that has been hinted at ever since, like, the last half of, like, Season 1 is a map.
And a map to what? We don't know.
Yeah, I could probably go on as to what it could be, but enough of me calling this or reaching, so we'll just leave it at that. Overall, this episode really had me guessing as to where it was gonna go.
Yeah, it really had a good tension throughout the entire episode because we didn't know exactly how this was gonna end up.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say that is kind of a nitpick for me, I mean, I kind of saw Skye's father, okay, another spoiler here, Skye's father joins up with Hydra at the end because he gives them the obelisk and basically, you know, makes a deal with them and whatnot, but I kind of saw that coming. I mean, just by the ending of him finding out that Coulson and Skye are sort of like a father and daughter kind of deal, I kind of saw it coming. I knew he was going to join up with Hydra at the end.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be a deadly alliance because he is kind of pissed when he comes to Whitehall and says, like, you and me, we're going to kill Coulson.
Yeah, and I don't think Whitehall is going to be able to take him down quite easily as he has with other superhuman people.
No, he tried to take him down when he came into Whitehall's office, but he sure showed them Hydra guards.
Yeah. So, overall, good episode, really good suspense, really had me guessing on some parts, but obviously there is one part, like I already said before, I saw coming, but overall, nonetheless, I think this officially sets the tone and the style for this season.
Exactly, and the S.H.I.E.L.D. team is also expanding because now Mockingbird has become a permanent addition to the S.H.I.E.L.D. team.
Yeah, so to all you naysayers out there who kept saying that there are no actual superheroes on this team, guess what? We have Mockingbird.
Suck it.
Yes.
And also, and this is actually one of my favorite parts in the entire episode, is in the beginning when Simmons and her Hydra lab partner sits and studies something in a microscope. We don't know what it is, and they don't know what it is. The only thing that the file contained was a name, Bessie. And this is actually one of the more obscure Marvel comic book references they have ever made in the entire Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because, for those of you who don't know, Bessie is the real name of Hellcow. And for those of you who don't know what Hellcow is, let me just explain in short term what Hellcow is. Vampire cow. Let me repeat that. Vampire cow. People are excited about seeing Inhumans and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now that I know that there is a fucking vampire cow walking around. I want to see that.
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, because it's equally as silly as it is awesome.
Yeah, something only Marvel can do. We have Howard the Duck finally after all these years, and now we're gonna probably have a vampire cow.
Yeah, take that, DC.
Hey, don't start a flame war. Yeah, so on that note, we're gonna get out of here before we get pelted by a bunch of DC fans. But before we go, comment below what your guys' thoughts are. Do you like this episode? Do you hate it? What'd you think of it? And what are you hoping to see in the next episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? So, on that note, once again, I'm Zach.
And I'm Oscar.
And we're out of here. Take care, everyone.
A vampire cow, I tells ya!
You are never gonna let that go.
No.